Good morning, everybody. This is Steve Fletcher with a trumpet for my people. Today is October 6th, 2022. We are at the Day of Atonement today, and I want to share this piece of information with you, which coincides with this announcement coming out during the 10 days of awe from the Feast of Trumpets to the Day of Atonement. And very interesting piece of information here. And this whole book that was written about Barack Obama has to do with the 10 days of Barack Obama. Barack Obama tweets on October 4th, 2022 at exactly 10 a.m. See how they're signaling the number 10 here? This is very important. They're doing it just before the Day of Atonement, connected to a 10-day time period from the Feast of Trumpets. So Barack Obama tweets on October 4th, 2022 at exactly 10 a.m. See how they are signaling the number 10 in all of this. At a time when the meaning of America is up for grabs, Cody Keenan's new book chronicles 10 days that tested us and ultimately showed us at our best. It's a captivating story about what's worth fighting for and an antidote to cynicism that will make you believe again. The name of the book is Grace, and it talks about 10 days of testing. 10 days of testing. So what comes at the end of 10 days of testing? It's the end of grace. This is signaling the end of grace that is coming upon America. It's connected to 10 days of testing. This is coming from the Antichrist, Barack Obama. Okay, all of this is connected. It's just on the eve of the Day of Atonement, the 10th day of the 7th month, the day of judgment. Okay, so I have been sharing with you why we are focusing on Hanukkah, especially during the time of December, anywhere from December 12th, December 13th, through the timing of Hanukkah, December 18th, December 25th. Okay, there's a lot of reasons why I have been sharing with you about that. So right now we are at the Day of Atonement. There's a lot of people hoping for rapture today, rapture this week during the Feast of Tabernacles. But Haggai chapter 2 shows us that the shaking that was going to be happening on the 21st day of the 7th month, which is the 7th day of Tabernacles, ends up getting changed to the 24th day of the 9th month, which is Hanukkah. Okay, Hanukkah on the Hebrew calendar. So the book of Haggai chapter 2 shows us the shaking that was going to take place on the Feast of Tabernacles and now has been transferred to the 9th month and the 24th day, which is the eve of Hanukkah. Hanukkah begins on the 25th day of the 9th month on the Hebrew calendar. Okay, and so I just wanted to bring your attention to these 10 days that Barack Obama is mentioning. Now, if we go to the Bible, we're going to see that 10 days is always connected to a time of testing. 10 days is always connected to a time of testing. Now, Barack Obama says this new book chronicles 10 days that tested us. Okay? Now, the Bible, every time it talks about 10 days, it's a time of testing. Do you think the Antichrist Barack Obama doesn't know what lies ahead for America? Okay? It's the end of grace. 10 days in the battle for America. 10 days that tested us. If we do a search in the Bible on 10 days, we're going to see that it comes up in Daniel chapter 1. And let us see what it says. It's talking about a time of testing, a time of trial, a time of proving. Prove thy servants, I beseech thee, 10 days, and let them give us pulse to eat, vegetables, pulse to eat, and water to drink. So he consented to them in this matter and proved them 10 days. So they were tested, they were proved for 10 days. At the end of the 10 days, their countenance appeared fairer and fatter in flesh than all the children which did eat the portion of the king's meat. Okay, so they went through the trial and they passed the test and they were counted worthy at the end of the testing of the 10 days. Now look at this in the book of Acts 25:6, and it talks about 10 days and the judgment seat. Okay, see how all the times it talks about 10 days in the Bible, it's talking about testing, about trial, about being proven, being judged, okay? And when he had tarried among them more than 10 days, he went down unto Caesarea, and the next day, sitting on the judgment seat, commanded Paul to be brought. Sitting on the judgment seat after 10 days, okay? This is the terminology that is used here. 10 days being connected to judgment. And we all know about Revelation 2:10, where it says, "Fear none of these things which thou shalt suffer. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that you may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death, and I will give thee a crown of life." So does Barack Obama know about the 10 days of testing written in the Bible? Do you think that on the eve of the Day of Atonement at 10 a.m. in the morning, he talks about 10 days that tested us? Okay? So this could be a sign for the Day of Atonement. It could be a sign for judgments that are going to be unleashed starting on the Day of Atonement. But I see the ultimate shaking, as it says in Haggai chapter 2, on the 24th day of the 9th month is the eve of Hanukkah, pointing us to the timing of December. We need to be watching all of the signs, and I do believe that Haggai chapter 2 is a key for us, just as Matthew 24 is a key for us when it talks about not your flight not in winter, fleeing into the wilderness, the abomination of desolation. All of these things happened during Hanukkah in the timing of the Maccabees. The abomination of desolation was on Hanukkah. Okay, so all of the signs, I do believe that we're coming up on extremely difficult times. We have this time in the Day of Atonement and the Feast of Tabernacles. But I do believe we're going to go beyond this, and we're going to at least to December. So we need to be watching all of these things. I just wanted to share with you today that Barack Obama, the Antichrist, knows about the 10 days of testing, and he's programming it here, which is the battle for America. Okay? The 10 days in the battle for America. And that's exactly the way the Bible shows it. There's a 10-day period of trial. 10-day period of testing that is coming. Okay? So, if the Antichrist knows it, I think we should know it. Okay? So, I pray you guys are blessed. Have a wonderful day. Check out all the links in the description box. We have all of this information we have been sharing leading to the timing of Hanukkah in December. And if you haven't checked it out, do so. I pray that you guys are blessed. This is Steve Fletcher with the Trumpet for My People, the sign of His coming revealed.